Okay, so I was literally compelled to talk about this little nifty idea I had for Dead Space 2 because I just had a random ass shower thought and I'm currently drying off as we speak here. I know too much information, but hey, details matter, so to speak. Except for these. Whatever. So, I had this random idea, right, for Dead Space 2 because I was thinking about my favorite suit in Dead Space 2. The riot suit, how it looks so badass. I love the style of it. You know, it's a security suit. I have a small affection towards it. But there's one thing I do hate about it that I wish I could change is a special ability for it, which is, a 10% increase to contact beam damage, which is kind of pointless because of the fact it's almost a one shot, one kill weapon as is. Like, there's plenty of other abilities that would go very well with it, like a reduction to the charge time so you can fire off more shots or a faster reload, even though the reload buffs are kind of pointless in the game. But that's where I had the idea, right? Use power nodes to upgrade the special abilities of the Dead Space suits because that was the cool, nifty idea that they had for the suits to add like a little bit of extra play style or to give you a reason to use a particular suit, and that was the percentage buffs. But sadly, the buffs for at least the DLC suits and some of the default outfits are bland and boring. Like they only offer a 5% increase. You see those type of boosts in like reserved RPGs. It doesn't really give Isaac that much of an edge unless you stack with another weapon that has a particular buff, but the most you'll get is maybe 10%. And if you manage to beat the game twice on New Game Plus save file, you get the Elite Advanced suit that, okay, gives you a 10% increase to all damage, but that means at best, depending on the weapon, it may only be a 15% increase on average, or if you use it with the the forged plasma cut, you'll get a 20%. Okay, now we're talking 20% increase. That's not too bad, given we're talking about an extra, 3.6 points of damage. It makes you break 20. It's not that big, but it's something. But here's my idea. Unless I already said it before, but use power nodes to upgrade the benefits because I think it would add in an extra layer of choice with your power nodes because we already know power nodes are rather rare unless you know like a neat money exploit to get unlimited amounts at the store. But if you're a scavenger, if you're not a buyer, if you're like me who likes to scavenge the entire map as opposed to spending your money on the shop, you'd want to hunt for every single power node so you can be as efficient as humanly possible with your money. So I had the idea that you could just use a certain amount of power nodes to upgrade the effects of both the suit's bonuses and a weapons bonus. So that'd be like an extra menu or something that pops up in the workbench whenever you wear a particular suit or a weapon skin. It might be a little bit confusing, but let it just be like an extra, set of nodes you can work on. And in terms of like costs and balance, I had the idea of it just mainly being it's at level 1 by default. So obviously it's free, it's built in. Unless you want to add like a little bit of extra challenge, you have to buy the ability from the start. If that's the case, it should be one power node. Okay, whatever. One power node for a 5% increase. Fuck it. Obviously, for the second upgrade, it'll be two power nodes, and then for the third and final ability, it's three power nodes. So you're looking at spending between 5 to 6 power nodes, which at first may not sound that intense, but considering how many power nodes you get in each chapter and how much a weapon may require to get to like the next node upgrade, it could be a significant investment. Now, in terms of the percentage upgrades, I was thinking about it, and I think in order to make it as balanced as humanly possible, without being too OP, even though it's a single player type game and there's some choice involved, let's just say it's like a 5% boost for like reload, firing rate, or damage. It should be a flat 5% pop. So ultimately, if you get up to level 3, it'll be a 15% increase, which I'd say is a lot more noticeable than a 5%, which also means if you stack it with a suit, like let's just say you have a 5% boost for a weapon and a 5% boost from the outfit, you could be looking at max a 30% increase. And I kind of did the math in my head, That means if you're using the pulse rifle, it'll go from 9 damage up to 12, which is a considerable increase. That's basically a level 1 power node upgrade for the plasma cutter. That shit would shred through everyone. So that was just like kind of a small idea. But in terms of like the elite upgrades, that's a little bit trickier because then you're talking about, let's just take the elite suit. That means if you're going off like a basis of like doubling it, or just like applying the same effect on top of it. So it was 5%, then 10%, 15. It's a 5% increase. If you're talking about the elite suits, or the suits you unlock from beating the game on higher difficulty levels, that means that's a 10% increase. So 10, 20, 30%. Imagine that. The elite advanced suit would be so fucking broken because then you're talking about a 30% increase in damage. Now, what about, say, the other effects, like the stasis increases? Stasis, if I'm right, that's like a 5 or 10%. That's fine because the overall duration of like a stasis effect, that's like what, 5, 6 seconds? It won't be that bad. There's a couple of extra seconds holding the enemy in. It was considerably longer in Dead Space 1. That's probably why they had to nerf it. But now, if we're talking about the stasis recharge, yeah, that's a little bit different. In that case, it'd be a 5% increase. So ultimately, you're looking at going from like a 50% to a 60%. It may not be that crazy, but if you're talking about, if I recall correctly, it's 160 seconds base when fully upgraded for the suit, and you're talking about a 50% increase, so it gets cut down to 80 seconds. You're basically saving like an extra like 6 to 10 seconds on average, which is still kind of noticeable, but it won't make it too broken. Because imagine, what if you end up having it be a 10% increase per pop? That means you're looking at least a 70% decrease. That's too much. That means you can literally just spam stasis every other half minute. It's really fucking broken. But beyond that, another nifty idea I also had was the idea of adding in skins for your weapons. The only reason why I say it is because I do miss the fact of like using the DLC weapons to pair up with your suits. There was like a sense of synergy or like matching colors with your gear and your outfit. Because oh my god, I would love if there was like a Riot Gear-esque skin for the pulse rifle to pair up with my riot suit. I'd be using a black and red gun throughout the entire fucking game, let me just tell you. Given like that's kind of what they had with the DLCs, that's what it was. It was like skin-themed weapons and outfits to match with one another. But I wish there was something like that for the main weapons as well. Especially if they conferred their own benefits as well. Hopefully not a contact beam upgrade, for fuck's sake. But, yeah, that was just my own little idea that I had to, like, add in a little bit of extra shit that you can do in Dead Space, because the amount of power nodes you would need to level up these bonuses for the outfits and the weapons would actually encourage you to not only spend your shit wisely, but to actually stick with a suit that you like, and on top of that, encourage extra New Game Plus playthroughs. And before I forget, because I literally just forgot just now, an extra mechanic you could possibly add in. It would actually be a lot more expensive. I would say make it cost 10 power nodes, because it would actually be kind of broken. Is that depending on like the tool that you're using, because it kind of seems like there's some abilities that are shared with them. It'd be nice if you could just say fuck it and buy an extra ability. Like, let's just say for the riot suit, for example, it's a part of like the security class of weapons. Like, what weapons are there for the security class? It was literally the pulse rifle and the Seeker rifle. With the engineer suit, it was more along the lines of the plasma cutter and the Ripper, I believe. At least that's what some of the Fiend DLC outfits were going for. With the Vintage suit, it was the javelin gun and the force gun, and then I think finally the advanced suit, it was like also the javelin as well. I can't recall, and something else. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But the idea that I had was that depending on the class of suit you're wearing, what benefits it had with its DLC, buy an extra ability for it. So again, back to the riot suit, instead of having just strictly the contact beam as a bonus, you could also buy a damage upgrade for the pulse rifle or a reload upgrade, shit like that. And for that matter, you can also buy those boosts for the other pulse rifle as well. If it doesn't have a damage boost, you could buy it as well. So theoretically, if you have the right DLC pulse rifle, whether it be the agility one or the EarthGov one, you can literally just have a pulse rifle with 5% more damage, 5% reload, and 5% firing rate, which means if you can upgrade it with more power nodes, what? You're talking about a 15% increase in damage, or 30 if you have the damage bonus from the suit, and what? A 15% increase in firing rate, 15% in fucking reload? Fuck. The pulse rifle would be broken. You'd be spitting rounds down range like a fucking garden hose and reloading like your Quicksilver. Yes, it is not balanced at all. But that's where the choice comes in. You have the choice of getting those upgrades. It's up to you if you think spending a huge amount of power nodes into this buff is worthwhile. And obviously, let there be an option to like disable it maybe, or add in some sort of negative effect. Who knows? But I just thought of that because obviously, if you're only using a particular set of weapons and you're doing a new game plus, naturally, if you were smart in terms of your spending, you wait for the vintage suit so you can save 10% on cost. You ignore some of the empty nodes and strategically build your ship to spend as little power nodes as possible on your abilities. By the time you do a new game plus, you're going to have your entire rig upgrade and maybe one fucking gun. So it's like, what other things can you do besides upgrading the rest of them? Give us the ability to upgrade the special abilities so we can make those weapons that much more powerful and have a sense of growth with them. But that's just my idea. That's it with this. Usual chant, like, dislike, comment, subscribe if you like the videos. Let me know what things you would want to add to the weapons. If you think there might have been a better system than power nodes. How you would have balanced it maybe to add in some more long-term play, even though the game by itself is fucking good as is. But, that's enough of my ramblings for today. The Ramblin' Manager is logging off. Bye.